I met Mr. Nidal in 2006, and that was my first project in UAE. As a senior, I need to be the person who is a decision maker. Mistakes mean wastage of time and material,
Correct.
which means money. Opportunity came when I met Dr. Kailash through the internet with his guidance and with the Wings Publishing guidance. Alhamdulillah, the book was finished in a very short time. It was a very positive feedback about the book, about the efforts, and about the information inside the book. Many people they were so happy that they got a copy of the book. With Mr. Nidal, he was looking for the quality, and I know the quality is important because if it is not top, that means rework will start within 1 or 2 months due to problems and mistakes. If you remove the fan coil, it should be in a certain place in front of the opening of the wall. If you remove it, you cannot put the duct. So you can imagine such mistake. How can it cause? If we did that mistake, we have to rectify it in, let us say, 150 bathroom.
Hello, viewers. We meet talented authors every week and we understand, we know from them that what the inspiration has been and what is the reason for writing their books. So today we have one talented author from UAE, and that is Mr. Hani Alkhayyat. He has written one book, a technical book, you can say, and the title of that book is Consultant's Role in Construction Projects, very specifically to electrical installations. He is a co-author of this book, and there is one more author to the book, and that is Mr. Nidal Nabulsi. Unfortunately, he is not with us today, but Mr. Hani is with us, and we will be talking to him about his book. So, welcome, Mr. Hani. Thank you for taking time out from your busy schedule talking to us. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Welcome.
Yeah. So, I know you have vast experience in this field of electrical installations and constructions, and obviously that's the reason you have decided to write your book. So, tell me something about this book. If someone reads this book, what that person is going to get from this book? What have you tried to give?
Okay. The book is the result of the experience of both authors in the field of the construction in UAE. And this experience, I consider it one of the rare subjects that people can find because, as you know, construction UAE is very advanced than other areas. You cannot
Correct.
find, even in Europe, such uh, construction in such level and such height like what we have here in UAE. And the size of the projects, the size of the investment in these projects is very huge. That means the project itself and the project organization is very big. So a lot of information and experience is required to join such a project. Such information cannot found in the study in the colleges. It's an experience, practical experience that require to be provided. So people gain this experience by going through multiple projects with multiple size, and if they lucky, they can find the correct projects with the correct size that they are wishing to attend. But many of them they cannot find such opportunity. So it came to us the idea. Actually, it is in with Mr. Nidal. He's the person behind the idea and of the book. But when we met through the discussion between us, the idea came that we will transfer this information to a book. And I met Mr. Nidal in 2006, and that was my first project in UAE as a senior electrical engineer. I worked before that, but I was not a senior. As a senior, I need to be the person who is a decision maker. And since that was my first project, there was some difficulties actually. And that project in 2006, that means I have only 6 years or 7 years in UAE, which is not enough to be able to handle such responsibility. Mr. Nidal, he was the person behind the support and guidance to guide me in the correct way, the correct decision, the correct um, handling of the project. And the point that he was aiming to finish the project in the correct way without any mistakes, trying to reduce mistakes because usually mistakes mean wastage of time and material,
Correct.
which means money. I found that Mr. Nidal really is helping me. And no need to discuss that, although he is asking a lot of requirements, but logically, these requirements are really required to ensure correct work. So I was loaded too much, but in my mind, I know that all these requirements were correct. And we finished the project with the best results.
Mm-hmm.
And I am proud always that that project was done nearly without any mistake. We even made some innovation inside the project. We made some changes in the design, but it was required changes which eliminated some problems and made some cost saving. So after that, I went to other companies, and no need to say that finishing that project with this experience gained allowed me to jump a very high level. And after that project, I gained opportunity to work in a worldwide company, international company, which is Hill International.
Okay.
And I made with them two projects also. So, yani you can imagine within 1.5 year, I transferred from that low level of experience to a level that I can work in worldwide company, and that all belong to Mr. Nidal guidance actually. So by chance, after 4 or 5 years, and we changed our accommodation, then I found that Mr. Nidal is living beside me. So we used to meet daily when I go to the market, when we go to the prayer, something like that. And there were a lot of discussions between us related to our work. Uh, Mr. Nidal, I think that time he was left the work and like a pension, yeah, due to the age. So one day he told me that he has all those comments which he used to uh, give it to me in the work, all written. Some of them are written, some of them are typed as
Okay.
Word files or Excel files. So he told me that let me give it to you. It
Mm-hmm.
will answer many of your questions because I don't have the time to look for every question you ask, and it's yani, a lot of questions. When
Correct.
he gave me those uh, papers and files, and I went through it, I found that uh, fine. Yeah, I found that it's really the basics of a book. The base that we can, from that point, we start to change it to a book, which
Mm-hmm.
can guide people in this field. When I discussed that with him, I told him, what you gave me is nearly a book. He said, in fact, that was the intention. I wanted to publish it as a book, but I couldn't. Then, from that time, I tried 2 times to make it as a book
Okay.
because I need to print, to type, I need to transfer some files from Excel to Word. I need the problem which I face that I'm not professional in Word.
Uh-huh.
I use Excel very well as an engineer, but in Word, I'm not so strong. So many problems I faced, and even I tried to train myself, but the time was not enough for me due to the daily work, and I couldn't finish all those trainings. Then the opportunity came when I met Dr. Kailash through the internet, and he was explaining if there is any intention to write a book, why don't we write a book like that? And he made the seminar, the webinar for publishing books, and I
Correct.
entered that webinar. And from here we started. It was a real help that gave me the idea how to start, the requirements to start, how to arrange the book, how to arrange the section, something like that, with his guidance and with the Wings Publishing guidance. Alhamdulillah, the book was finished in a very short time. Also, thanks to Mr. Nidal, many of the chapters were already typed, but it requires rearrangement and review because there are some missing items or items that require to be changed in location. Also, the chapters were mixed. I have to arrange it through sections. I added, I think, two chapters to it in the beginning and the conclusion. I added the abbreviation. And also, what I made, I send mail to all my electrical engineers, friends, and colleagues that anyone faced a problem in his uh, practical work, send it to me, please. Because I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to put it, not the problem itself, but I wanted to put the reason behind the problem and what could be eliminate that problem. So we collected all these things and put it in the book. And the book finished, which we think, both me and engineer Nidal, that it can give at least 5 years of experience to
Uh-huh.
the engineers who read it, the beginners, the fresh engineers, or the engineers who would like to change their profession to consultation field, and it can give them, I think, 5 years of experience
Great, great, great.
just by reading it.
So you are working in this field for very, very long time. You have vast experience. Mr. Nidal also has vast experience. So
Yeah.
combined together, how many years of experience you carry and in which field you specialize in?
In fact, for me, I worked as a contractor till 2006. Then from 2006 till 2017, I was a consultant and project management.
Mm-hmm.
Then after 2017, I entered the maintenance field. So I'm working in maintenance now. Mr. Nidal, I think he spent also about maybe 4 or 5 years, I'm not sure exactly, as a contractor, then all of the rest as a consultant. So the major experience in consulting field for both of us.
Okay, okay. So when we actually started writing this book, you took some chapters and some notes from him, and then you added something from your side. How much time it took you to complete your book?
And I was so lucky, as I mentioned, that he has most of the chapters already typed, but it was typed, some of them as Excel, some of them as Word. So I have to copy paste, read, and there were some, according to my level of the language, some phrases require to be modified. Some chapters require rearrangement. Um, I did that, but the thing which helped me, I can say 90% of the book was already uh, typed.
Okay,
So most of the work was copy paste, then uh, arrangement and rectification. The whole book took from me, I think, about 5 to 6 months,
okay.
something like that.
Uh-huh.
Yes. But I was working nearly daily for 1 or 2 hours, depending on the available time. But when I went for annual leave, I
Hmm.
spent the whole annual leave in Iraq writing in the book. And that includes not only taking those papers, but later also he gave me some additional papers which I have to compare it with what I have.
Hmm.
And I found some of them are duplicate and some of them were updated. So I have to take the new information to put it also in the book till we finished everything.
Okay. When you finished, you completed your writing part, and then you decided to publish it, and then you searched for a publisher, and then coincidentally you met Dr. Kailash, and then eventually your book was published. How was the whole publishing experience? How was the publishing journey?
Uh, in fact, I didn't think that publishing the book is easy, like what I found. Actually, by guidance by Wing Publishing, and really, I thank them for their support and their guidance. I found it is easy. It's very simple. We provided the book. They support us by reviewing that, by guidance, suggestions, designing the first page and the last page, reminding us about the missing parts like the acknowledgement and the preface, the introduction. So that mutual cooperation and coordination between both of us resulted in very fruitful work actually. And now I can say that publishing is very simple in such plan when dealing with experienced publishing agency. It becomes very simple, but only require that somebody to start, take the decision to start.
Correct. First, the initiative comes from within, and then you read a right hand holder or a mentor or a coach. And this is applicable in any part of the life, be it the electrical part, electrical maintenance part, or consulting part, or anything in life. If you have a right person to guide you, your life becomes
Exactly,
easy.
exactly,
And
exactly.
I'm sure that is what you're trying to do with everyone who is trying to enter this field of electrical maintenance and electrical consulting. With your
Yes,
vast
correct.
experience, you and Mr. Nidal are trying to do the same thing. You're trying to coach them, you're trying to guide them.
Exactly. When, as I told you in that project in the beginning, Mr. Nidal did that with me. He changed my experience from that low level and by his guidance. And I also met, I think, 2 or 3 people, and I also trained them. I think 2 of them through the internet. And I think one of them, he came to UAE and he got job in UAE. I gave them like multiple lectures about the duty of the electrical engineer in the site, as some of them as a contractor, and I think the other as a consultant. So um, I can say that uh, training nearly transferred to the book. But of course, the book covered a lot of things more than what that training covered.
So once the book was published and printed and it came out in your hands, and then you probably must have gifted few copies and people must have bought few copies. What was the feedback? How was it? And how did you feel after receiving that kind of feedback?
Yani actually, it was a very positive feedback about the book, about the efforts, and about the information inside the book. Many people they were so happy that they got a copy of the book, and also many people they asked me to send them. Now, a lot of people of my old friends and colleagues in the college in Iraq waiting for their copy. I need to to go to Iraq and give them a copy of the book. So
Okay.
it made actually very nice feedback from them. And I told them also If you find anything that require to be modified, changed, update, let me know. So also that point also which was discussed with them. And as يعني, bottom line, the feedback is very positive, very good.
Great, great, great. So now this journey is complete. Are you working on any new projects, any new book project? Do you have anything in mind, or you want to enjoy this journey first and then jump into the new project? What is your idea?
I have a book in my mind,
Uh-huh.
but that will be a very long task because it is related to using some softwares in the design. So I have to write everything by myself. I don't have printed files. And also, I need to study that software practically to do that work. So I don't think it will start within even 1 or 2 years. It
Oh,
require more.
so you
Yeah,
have a project
yeah.
in mind, but
But
that
but
will
uh,
need
but
some
there
time.
could be uh, some additions to this book.
Uh-huh.
That book related only for low voltage. I think maybe we can add high voltage to the book also as another chapter. That also in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But it depends on the circumstances.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, did anyone come to you for guidance? Like now you are a published author, and I also want to write a book, and please guide me, please tell me what shall I do
Yeah.
and how shall I write? And then, did someone come to you? Did someone approach you? And what?
Yes.
How would you
Yes.
guide them?
Exactly. I told them the full story from starting with Dr. Kailash through the internet to attending the training in Dubai and how we started, how we selected the subject, what are the basics to select the subject. Two people actually, I explained that to them. And they show a lot of يعني, willing to start. But I have no idea if they started or not.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, so they are looking at you as a coach and a mentor.
Not coach as a mentor, but just to transfer to them my experience, how I start writing the book. So they think
Learning
that is
from your
something
journey.
very difficult. Yeah, but I explained to them that is very easy, and I finished that by the support from Wings Publishing. So they understood that the difficulties which that they imagine in the future can be eliminated by such experienced agency. They are suffering the same which I was suffering, using the software, the word to type and do the design of the first page and these things. But when I explained to them, the idea completely changed.
Mhm.
So I expect, yani, I'm not sure if they started or not, but I expect they may start anytime. Even, yani, one of them, I send him the Dr. Kailash invitation.
Okay.
So I hope he started.
Great, great, great. Uh, Going back to your association with Mr. Nidal, since when you know him, since when you started working together, how long you know each other?
I know him from 2006. In 2006, when I entered the project, he was the consultant there. And from that time, yani, in fact, from the first day, there was a meeting with him. The first thing he mentioned that, do you want to finish the project in the correct way or not? I told him, of course. He said, then listen to what I say. And he was correct 100%.
Uh-huh.
Yani I found Mr. Nidal, he was guiding me better than my company,
Uh-huh.
better than the contracting company which I was working there. Because I know very well the company. their goal is different. They want to finish everything in any way.
As soon as possible and
Technical,
just shift to
exactly,
new project.
exactly. As soon, yeah, the quality for them is with the second level. But with Mr. Nidal, he was looking for the quality, and I know the quality is important because if it is not top, that means rework will start within 1 or 2 months due to problems and mistakes. So from that time, I met him and I found that, I felt that he's talking correct in everything he wants. Although sometimes his demands loaded me too much, but
Uh-huh.
it was all correct.
Because he
Yes,
wanted everything perfect.
yes, yes, yes. Yani I remember one time he asked me for a drawing, which really caused me a lot of headache because I didn't have the time to prepare this drawing. All our draftsmen were involved in another work, and he insisted on the drawing. But when I brought him the drawing, he took me to the side and he showed me a mistake occurred with some other contractors. He took me to another site
Mm-hmm.
and he showed me a similar case. A mistake occurred by another contractor due to the lack of this coordination drawing. I realized how much he served me. That mistake in every bathroom in the flats. That time we have about, I think, 50 flats or more. Each
Uh-huh.
flat, it has 2 bathrooms, or some of them 3 bathrooms. Imagine if we made a mistake due to non-coordination. No, yani, as an example, if you don't coordinate, you will put the equipment like fan coil and pipes. Then finally, you will find that you don't have the correct space for the heater, as an example. So you need
Mm-hmm.
to remove something. If you remove the fan coil, it should be in a certain place in front of the opening of the wall. If you remove it, you cannot put the duct. So you can imagine such mistake. How can it cause? If we did that mistake, we have to rectify it in, let us say, 150 bathroom. Can you imagine how much that may
Correct.
cost? It was eliminated by small paper,
Mm-hmm.
which cost us 3 4 hours of work. So such kindness I'm talking. Yani he's a person I can say even behind the benefit of my contracting company.
So you two still work together on any of the projects, or you work
No,
independently?
yeah, I'm completely now with a different company, a different work. And Mr. Nidal now he's not working actually due to
Re-
age and due to the health. He's not working now.
Resting, and
Yeah,
he's kind of retired.
pension. It was yeah, exactly, exactly.
Okay, okay. So when Mr. Nadal saw this, because you were very actively involved in the publishing process, but I'm sure he was not. So when he saw the final product, when you must have shown it to him, what was his reaction?
He was so happy actually, but every step we made, I discussed that with him.
Huh.
I discussed with him the chapters, the names. I discussed with him the first page, the last page, the arrangement of the authors, and these things. Every point I was discussing with him. I should
So he
discuss
was
with him. I
aware.
cannot take a decision. Yes, he was aware of the book, but when he saw it, it's a completely different feeling. He saw the real book in front of him. That was a big joy for him, actually.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
So viewers, the book we are talking about is available on Amazon. The name is Consultant Role in Construction Projects, specific reference to electrical installations. This book is available on Amazon, and the buying link is given in the description box, so that you can just click on this link. It will take you to Amazon and you can book your copy on Amazon. This is one fantastic book on electrical installations and the consulting part. The two very experienced consultants and engineers have given their lives learning in this book, and this is going to give very highly valuable inputs to everyone who wants to build their career in this field. So buying link is there in the description box. This, just click on that link and the book will be home delivered to you. So, Mr. Hani, thank you very much for taking time out from your busy schedule today, connecting with us, talking to the audience, sharing your journey of book and journey of your life with all the audience. Thank you very much for today. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Debag. Thanks for you and for the whole team who were behind this success from Wings Publishing, and they were the people behind his success. Thank you for you and for all of them. Thanks very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. Take care. All the
Thank
best.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.